Hey guys, welcome to this week's virtual classroom. Today we're going to be doing tables, graphs, and function notation. So when you go to Google Classroom and you find the PDF that I linked up for you, everyone should be able to open it. And if you can't, you need to let me know as soon as possible, but it should work. And we're going to do this together, so let's get started. Okay. Pardon me. Connecting tables, graphs, and functions notation. The math and science team at Smedley High School hosted a problem-a-thon to pay for entry fees for contests and other expenses. Lakeisha is a science team member who was not able to participate in the problem-a-thon. She is, however, a whiz at computers. Ms. Alvarez, her dance teacher, will pay her a starting amount of $10 plus an additional $6. Wait a minute, I want to make notes. A starting amount of $10 plus an additional $6 per hour for each hour Lakeisha works to keep her computer records current. Ms. Alvarez will pay for whole hours only. That's a good note. That last thing she said right there. She'll pay for whole hours only. So we're not going to worry about fractions or decimals. It's either an hour or it's not, which is good. Okay. In this situation, what factors could affect the amount Lakeisha earns? Feel free at any time during this demonstration to pause and think of your own answers first. In this situation, what factors could affect the amount Lakeisha earns? Well, the font might be a little large. 1 second. Font, let's knock it down. Peg. The amount of hours So I'm absolutely sure the amount of hours she works is going to affect her pay. Is there anything else? Are there any other independent factors? I don't think so. Miss Alvarez, it's just $6 an hour with the $10 starting. I think that's about it. Complete the following table to show how much money Lakeisha can earn by working for Miss Alvarez. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about the difference between this and the last set of functions we did. In this one, there's a little bit of a difference right here. That's starting amount. That separates this from the Gennaro and Jenny fundraiser we looked at last week. Wish I could stop yawning. Been doing too many videos today. All right, so the number of hours. Okay, so basically, let's say that, what's her name? So let's say that L represents how much money Lakeisha can make. And that depends on the hours she works, right? But the process to figure this out is going to be $6 per hour plus 10. She gets $6 times the number of hours she works, but she's automatically going to get that $10. So if she grab a different color, I'll just use green. Okay, so the process column would be 6 times 1 plus 10. So the money she would make would be $16. If she works 2 hours, that'd be 6 times 2 plus 10. So she make 12 plus 10 to be 22 bucks. If she worked for 3 hours, $6 an hour times 3 hours plus the $10 she's going to get would be 18 plus 10 would be 28 bucks. Some of you are going to ask me, why do I keep on putting the 10 in? Okay, so every one of these rows is supposed to be like a different universe, basically. In the universe where she only worked 1 hour, this would be the equation. In the universe where she only worked 2 hours, this would be the equation. In the universe where she only worked 3 hours, this would be the equation. So yeah, we have to account for that $10 in every single one of these possible universes she lives in. So I'm going to skip down a little bit because you can see the pattern. So if she worked for 10 hours, that'd be $6 an hour times 10 hours plus the original $10 she gets paid. So it'd be 70 bucks. 60 plus 10 is 70, yeah. And the last one, 20. $6 an hour times 20 hours plus the original 10 bucks. So it'd be 120, it'd be 130 bucks. Okay. That's pretty cleanly organized and thought out. So sure, okay, so the new aspect of this is just this starting amount, and then we're writing this in clean algebraic notation. Sure, everything seems fine. Pause and rewind if you need to. Look for patterns in the table. Well, we did that. So let's see, what are they asking? The amount Lakeisha earned kept going up by $6. Look for patterns. The pattern you see in the amount of money earned. Yeah, it kept going up by $6. Using your pattern, complete the process column for n hours. I've already done this, of course. So it'd be 6 n plus 10. Lakeisha is primarily concerned with how many hours she will work and how much money she makes. Sounds reasonable. Write a sentence with variable using is a function of. Okay. So just the record, our two variables are hours worked and money earned. So I would say money earned is a function of hours worked. In this scenario, what is the independent variable? What is the dependent variable? Okay, so we've talked about this at length, but it's good to review. So if the money earned is a function of hours worked, the money earned depends on the hours worked. So if the money earned depends on the hours worked, that means that the dependent variable is the money earned. And the independent is hours worked. So the hours worked would go on the x-axis, and the y-axis would be our money earned. That makes sense. So this brings us to the end of page 1. Move on to page 2, please. Here we go. If it'll load. Okay, 1 second. For some reason, the file didn't want to open cleanly. There we go. So I'm going back to sharing. All right, here we go. Number 7, what effect does the $6 pay for each hour have on the graph of the function? What effect does the $10 have on the graph? Huh. We haven't made a graph yet, to my knowledge. That is something. I thought that was on the next page. Let me check something real quick. That's number 7. So first page definitely went to number 6. So we're going to graph it on the 3rd page. Okay, just checking. So what effect does the $6 pay for each hour have on the graph of the function? What does the $10 on the graph? Okay, so now this might be me speaking out of experience, and I'm wondering if you guys can follow this thought. Okay. The $6 for each hour will make the graph go in a straight line or pattern. The $10 means we don't start at the origin. We start $10 up the y-axis. You're going to see this when we graph it, but because you're starting off with free money, you're not starting from 0 anymore. So this would be similar to, like, I don't know, any sort of a head start. Baseball players are very familiar with the concept of a lead from first base. Some people think about, privilege as a head start in life, or maybe it's just as simple as which classroom you're in when they call a bell schedule for lunch. Just happens to be $10 ahead of 0 in this case for Lakeisha. Number 8. Let n be the number of hours Lakeisha worked, and let E represent the money she earned. Write an algebraic equation for the amount earned. Okay. So let me get my pen ready to go. Oh, let's see what she just said here. Okay. So let n be the number of hours worked, and let E represent the money she earned. Okay. So the money earned depends on the number of hours. So money earned depends on the number of hours worked. Okay. That would be equal to $6 per hour. So 6n plus 10. There it is. That's our algebraic equation written in function notation and everything. The algebraic equation for E in terms of n describes E as a function of n. Blah. Okay. Read that again if it didn't click the first time. The algebraic equation for E in terms of n describes E as a function of n. Okay. The money earned depends on the number of hours she works. There is specific notation that is often used for functions. The expression E of n is read the function E of n. The notation means that E of n would be the amount of money Lakeisha earned for n hours. Rewrite your algebraic equation in part A using this notation. Oh, well, I kind of already did it, so I would just put that again here. E of 7 means to replace n with 7 and calculate the value of the function. What is the value of E of 7? This is really important because this actually is on the quiz I linked on Classroom. This whole concept right here. When they actually put a number in those parentheses, that means you need to do some substitution. E of 7 means to replace n with 7 and calculate the value of function. So that means, okay, to solve for E of 7, so E of 7 is going to be 6 times 7 plus 10, which would be 42, would be $52. So the E of 11 would be 6 times 11 plus 10. So that would be 66, would be $77. Okay, so that little bitty notation with the parentheses and they put a number in means you need to plug that number in for whatever that variable was and then solve. Oh, that the last one's down there. I just can barely see it. Let's see, can I go back? Yeah. The information in the information in the table in question 2 shows E was 34 when N was 4. Write this information using function notation and explain the meaning within the context of the problem. Okay. I'm going to go back and look at this. Let's see, it's the information in table in question 2. Question 2. Oh, it's just the table. Oh, okay. When E was 34, when N was 4. Okay. So, for letter D, so they're saying the number of hours worked was 4. That was equal to so it would be 6 times 4 plus 10. 6 times 4 is 24. 24 plus 10. Yeah, that's you $34. Yeah, okay. So there it is. The 4 is the number of hours she worked. The 6 is the number of dollars she earned per hour. The 10 is that starting pay. How much would Lakeisha earn if she worked for 14 hours? For Ms. Alvarez. Show the work that leads to the answer using function notation and explain the meaning of the answer. Okay. So function notation, E of 14 hours would equal 6 times 14 plus 10. All right, so that'd be 60, 24. Be 60 plus 24 would be 84, so it's like $94. Yeah, 60, 24, yeah. 84, yeah, it's $94. And then it said write something in a complete sentence. Let me bring down my font a bit. Okay. What did that thing say? How much will the user earn? Show the work, please answer. Explain the meaning of the answer. Okay. would earn $94 because 6 times 14 equals $74. 84. It's 84. It's 60 and 24. Right, $84. Okay, it's good enough for me. If Lakeisha does not work any hours, how much does the model say she will earn? Okay, so let's say she worked 0 hours. You think, well, she didn't get paid. Well, that's not the case. So if she works 0 hours, 6 times 0 is 0. So it turns out she's going to earn $10. Does this amount make sense? Well, I guess not in the context of earning money for doing anything, but yeah, she's just getting paid to show up. I mean, she's going to get paid per hour, but if she doesn't work, she still makes $10. Yep, that's pretty much it. She's going to get the $10 just for showing up. So if she works for 0 hours, she will at least earn the $10. Letter G before we get on to the last page, which I might cut off for day 2. We'll see. Part G. The set of meaningful replacements for n is called a domain. Okay. This is a really super important word. Like, ridiculously important. The domain is your x values. The set of meaningful replacements for n is called the domain of the function. Considering hours worked in 1 week, what numbers are reasonable? What is the appropriate domain? Okay, so the x-axis is hours worked. Is hours worked. So what will be the appropriate amounts on this horizontal line? N is called the domain of the function. Considering the hours worked in 1 week, what numbers are reasonable? Like, she can work 0 hours, but could she work like 1,000 hours? Probably not. It went up to 20 hours on the worksheet. So I think what you'd be able to say is a reasonable domain. Now this seems way too small. A reasonable domain for a reasonable domain for Lakeisha's data would be 0 to 20 hours worked. So the graph only went to 20 hours. So we would just say that. All right, I'm not really sure how long this video is going on for, but I think that's where we're going to take a break for today, and you will see an update for page 3 coming tomorrow. Or maybe it'll be, depending on what day you're in the classroom, I see them both linked up. What I encourage you to do now is try to finish page 3 before you even see me upload it, so that when I do upload, you can compare notes. Check Classroom for related materials and other assignments on other websites, and a HyperDoc giving you all of your assignments for the week. So until I see you guys, take it easy.